I should have known better than to negotiate with anarchs. Hello! Today we have a new ban list, 26.08. I'm calling it the hostage exchange for reasons that will become very apparent very soon. As a quick note, I am currently recording with what's technically a slightly better microphone, but much worse acoustics. So if I sound awful, sorry. And if I sound better, sorry. Let's get into it. First thing, Méliès is gone. That didn't take long, did it? So it's a red ID playing too many archetypes well we call human resources. Got it. Understood. Okay, no problem. We're on the same page. I think just about anybody would be willing to mark Méliès as an unforced error at this point. I was winning games against strong players with Neurospike Glacier, which was all the evidence I needed that something had gone horribly wrong. Everybody knew this ID was cracked. The only reason I didn't call it as just, like, outright broken was because I wasn't 100% sure if, like, egg owning the horizontal share was going to, like, keep it fair. But no, Méliès was just the best red ID and arguably the best ID in the game. Them going straight for the ban, pretty respectable. Printing an ID that profited from being interacted with and ignored was unreasonable from the word go. The only surprise here is that they banned it out so quickly instead of chipping away at its support pieces for an entire year first. Weird. Funny that goes that way. Méliès was strong to the point where it lost its luster pretty quick, and it just became correct unless you wanted to specifically do alco things. There were specific egg tricks that were just better in egg. If you wanted to play that archetype, you very much could and should play it out of egg, but everything else, including some types of egg, were better in Méliès. And she actually admits in the article that the remaining Jinteki viable IDs are basically just Egg and RH, but at least that's two different IDs instead of just play Méliès Dingus. Like, again, it's not that Egg was really suffering, it's that Egg was doing amazing, and then here comes Méliès doing even better. I don't think we'll be seeing this one return, gamers. I don't think, pour one out for the university. I don't think it's coming back. I think we had our fun, and then it got pretty dull pretty fast when it became very evident this thing was just too pushed. It was too much. Sorry. Can't do it. Yeah, like, I had a ton of fun with it for a bit. As I said in the original, I reserve the right to turn on it, and yeah, I'm not shocked we're here. This isn't like a, yes, it deserved to die and I hope it burns in hell situation, as much as it's just, yeah, of course they had to ban it. Like, I'm glad they didn't just, like, ban out pieces and make every other Jinteki thing worse. Just get rid of the problem, and then we'll go from there. Moving on, we're also getting rid of red level clearance. I say we like I had any part in this decision. This is a creative solution to the PD combo problem without actually hitting any of the cool parts, which I do appreciate. I think people were even calling for, like, a Neurospike ban and stuff, which is bananas. No, don't do that. In theory, I should like this change. In practice, I might, but I'm just gonna need some reps to see how well this actually accomplishes kneecapping solitaire combo stuff. RLC has been a consistency piece for a ton of archetypes, and its absence will be felt, especially in the combo decks that are in vogue right now. But I don't feel especially bad about it, in theory. Like, all the cool tricks are still there, it's just a bit more variable now because you can't just make a click for $1. I would be surprised if this didn't hurt. I don't know if it's gonna solve anything. This is one where I really just need to get reps in with the current state of things, and talk to people that are smarter than me and live on the combo side of the game, and see how they feel. I mean, obviously, the initial thing is going to be, oh my god, all our decks are dead, and then a whole bunch of people are immediately going to realize they're not. That's what always happens. But I'll be curious to see how impactful this really is. This is one where it's really hard to scope out. I think this is a good change, though. And look, I'm just glad they didn't hit fully op, okay? I love flop. Non-grinder wide should exist. That card's just too much fun to not play. I don't think that like, the flop flood kind of archetype that's going on is inherently a problem. I think that trying to chip away at some of the other stuff that's a little bit much, like RLC, feels better in theory. In practice, we're just going to have to see how it bears out, because I genuinely do not know how load-bearing this card is. That's all the bans. That's all the bans. There's no Reinhardt cards on it. Instead, we got unbans. And the first one... This is not the most shocking ban or unban on the list, but it is maybe the funniest. It's Excavator. Svyatogor Excavator, however the heck you say it. Do the odd players just have every SBT member's docs on file? Do they know where the bodies are buried? I object to the very premise that ob needed anything when ob shouldn't be an ID to begin with. A permanent tutor on an ID isn't reasonable, and now we're giving it back one of its best toys to proactively use it. I've been beating this drum forever, and I'm going to keep beating it. Because did you know that the most performant non-outlier, which I'm defining here as having at least 3 digits of tournament games on record, yes, I know that's not a perfect metric, Corp ID, in 2605 was ob? Yeah, I'll give you, yeah, it starts with an O and it ends with a B. That's ob, okay? Ob was the most performant ID. The ob loyalists were doing fine with the extract ban in place and the worst card pool for ob that it's ever had. Méliès was the most popular by leaps and bounds because that card was busto. But ob was still performant. Ob was still winning. It was the winningest. Now that data alone and the way in which my methodology around it is not perfect, right? But it was chilling at 65%, which was the highest. Now, ob having fans and being mechanically distinct does not and should not mean that it deserves to be protected when no other ID that does as consistently well would be. I'll repeat this every time it's relevant. Being cool is not a balanced justification. I understand that there are fans of ob everywhere. Ob has shooters in every river, okay? But we're giving ob back a thing when it was still numerically performant. The only thing that happened is it got less popular because the Fairweather ob fans left. The ob diehards kept it going. They were okay. Their archetype shrank a little bit, and the popularity shrank a lot a bit, but that's also in large part because ob is hard. If I'm found face down in a river after I upload this, I want you all to know I wish no harm upon myself, and I am a very good swimmer. I'm just saying. Something about these ob people rubs me the wrong way, and they're gonna come for me eventually if I keep talking shit about their boat, but I'm going to keep doing it. Anyway, we're done with that. No more complaining about boats. Let's take a praise break. Praise be! Reality Plus is unbanned. We're so back it's unreal. We have never been more back. This is the most back we have ever been since rotation, okay? It has never been more back than it is now. We are so the opposite of over. You know NBN's in a terrible place when they reinstate the good ID, but I know better than complain about noise this joyful. Praise be! That said, it does feel a little hand-wavy to say, yeah, we know the NBN cards are bad, nothing is working. Hopefully R Plus carries the faction and then we can reban it after we print good cards. The new cards and IDs haven't worked. That is why we are here, okay? That is why NBN made about 8% of the field last I checked. Leave R Plus to carry the tag archetype. Build around R Plus. And then use other IDs to explore different design space. Because Lord knows Epiphany and Editorial Division could use the help. Synapse deserves to be left behind. That ID is straight up buns. There's no saving that thing. Just make R Plus the tag ID. You already have it. It already works. I'm very excited to force Anarch players to A, slow down, and B, actually have money. That'll be a nice change of pace for me. Nihilo Agent, gaming. Public Access Plaza, gaming. Incredibly ugly lines with Next Big Thing that we're all gonna have to deal with. There's not a whole hell of a lot else to look forward to in this new card pool, but it's R+, so it's better. Yay! NBN gameplay will now consist of R+, Epiphany for all-in sideways decks, though R+, does do some of those. It's not going to eat all of its lunch. Epiphany does do distinct things. And Nebula for the sickos. At the rate we're going, there will likely never be a Yellow Glacier worth a damn. That was kind of true in FFG's day anyway, and I can accept that if there's several viable IDs to play out of. I am overjoyed that R+ is back. I think this is the future that the current runner pool deserves. Frankly, if this is the lever they felt the need to pull to rein in all the runners without actually banning anything out because they don't think that Anarch having 4 Rezekis is problematic, or that Shaper, like Ari in particular, being able to get in whenever is problematic, or, well, Criminal's probably fine, to be honest, but that's a different conversation. And boy, transferring into R+, like they call out in the article, is going to be a nightmare. Yeah, great! Cool! I get to play my favorite yellow ID again. Hooray! Tags, yay! Um, yeah, I don't expect a ton more for me in the short term. I'm actually still moving cross country. I mean, I've made it across, but I'm far from done. And I'm, like I said, my setup right now is jank as hell. But I'm around, I'm paying attention, and boy howdy will I be getting some JNet in to just throw people into the R plus grinder a few more times before they inevitably decide to take it away from us again. Let's go.